How do you, when you're in season, how does that look different?
Well, in season, you are dang near running solo, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you leave at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Like you really are, you're up before the kids,
Yeah.
which is saying a lot.
Saying a lot.
Yeah.
They're really trying to beat me during the season, during the
Yeah.
off season.
Well, your truck fires up
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
they're awake. So
I
I'm
know.
like, nice.
Quiet start. I need to do that quiet start on there. Yes. So so you're riding solo. You're handling the business at home. I try to keep that a similar routine, but I do it at the facility, right? Like I'm up and out of the house very quickly. Get to the facility early, and the first thing I do is go get my coffee. And now we officially like Dodo Coffee is now in the Rams facility.
Dodo
Coffee Co is in the building. And so now I can actually get real good coffee at the facility. But before
You do need to get that figured out though, because you were saying that
there's some issues with the recipes. We're gonna get figured out. The coffee machine is it's just using the wrong ratios of stuff.
you know what coffee machine it is?
Yeah, it's a Brun. We're gonna figure it out. But
Yeah.
that's talking about coffee machines. Here we
yeah.
go. So we had these two really expensive coffee machines that were pulling basically like giant things of drip coffee, right? And which I'm good. Drip coffee is great. I think it all has its place. But Matthew's very particular. He's a little sensitive. His stomach is a little sensitive. So we were like, okay, well, we're not gonna drink that coffee. We want to have something, like a little more quality. So Matthew's played in the NFL for a long time, multiple contracts and stuff. So we are like, you know what? We're going to splurge. And we're going to split a secondhand, reused, refurbished coffee maker.
Whose idea was this?
I may have had a hand in this. Like, we're going to buy one. Instead of just buying a new one, let's get the refurbished, like 25.
Were you on like some thrift TikTok?
I could not even tell you what website we got this thing from. But it was from the deep dark web. This
Reels and Deals.
Yes. And the
deep dark web outcomes. Brand new, fully refurbished.
Yes.
Has been sitting in somebody's basement.
Yeah.
Coffee machine.
Coffee machine. So we got this thing, but that's where we started pulling our coffee from.
Yeah.
All right. And which is great because we had it in our room. We didn't have to go. We didn't have to leave the room. I walk into the QB room. Boom. Turn on the computer.
Yeah.
Boom. Log in. Turn on the projector.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee is.
Put your feet up.
Yep. Yeah. I start the coffee machine. Do my reading in the morning.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done with my reading, coffee's done. Jump into film. It was great.
Until it exploded.
No, what ended up happening is, well, I'll get there. First of all, let's get to the end. We can't destroy the machine before we get to the end of this thing. But what was really fun about that was we then it's like, okay, the ones in the cafeteria have the coffee beans that they had, whatever. They weren't my favorite. But then we had our little machine spitting out liquid gold. Mm-hmm. That we could then like buy coffee from other places. We could go explore and try other spots. We tried Jimmy's thing. Big Face Coffee. Yeah. And being able to buy beans from places and just like let's give it a
that's a huge part about coffee and coffee culture and just
it's
being
fun
able
being
to
able to go and try places.
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna be critical of Los Angeles coffee. There's growth. There's growth available here. There is some good coffees. I think some of our favorite places, Peddler's Fork, right around the corner here. Mm-hmm. 10-Speed Coffee.
Topanga Living Cafe.
Cafe is good.
I will say, I think though we are in suburbia, so it's harder for us to try the really good coffee, the niche spots of LA because we don't get down there enough.
Yeah. So
because it's fair. 2 hours.
That's fair. I might have been being too critical.
We come from the Northwest. That is where we hail from. And there is a lot of good coffee, but we also...
what else is up in Northwest?
What? Tell me.
Beep it.
We hail from the coffee corner of the nation.
Yes.
And we were able to experience it a lot in college. And we were able to venture out a little bit more. We didn't have kids. Work life was a little bit slower pace, so we could go on coffee dates and do that kind of thing.
Yeah. But that was really fun to do. And that was the start of our day, was, a cup of coffee, maybe from some place we haven't tried beans from before. And then obviously the Breakfast Club is well documented. We don't need to get into it, but that was a really fun part of our mornings that maybe hasn't been talked about, was being able to do some of that stuff together, and going in on janky coffee machines. Yeah. Which the end story on that is, so like, any coffee machine you have grounds that come out, and you've got to like take care of the machine. You got to dump them out and stuff like that. Some of this is going to be super gross. Some of the weirdest mold I've ever seen started like growing from the coffee grounds out of this machine, and it was literally it was immediate.
Is that where your third arm's coming from?
Honestly, I've been bashing raw milk, and it's been this janky coffee machine this whole time.
What are you guys doing?
No, we stopped using it though. Once the mold showed up, we're like, okay, something was being used. This janky coffee machine came from somewhere not on this earth, and has been like trying to infiltrate and destroy our facility from inside of itself somewhere. So we stopped using it once that started happening. We got through
a smart
but
decision.
I will say this. We got through like a season and a half before it started like molting.
Growing.